My ear for audio quality has become quite sharp. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know. Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody. It's December 6th. I'm Ryan Miller. He's trying to figure out if he did anything this week. Man, Amberg.
I didn't do anything.
There it is. All right.
I came to a conclusion.
So hoping it would take a little longer, honestly.
It didn't. End of show. End of line. I fought for
Period.
the user and I lost. I fought the user and
No.
I lost. I fought for the user, but I lost. I
Can't set
got killed by
yourself up for an
Sark in
audio-
a
You gave yourself an
light
audio
bike.
cue?
What?
What?
I'm sorry. I was just going to town on my vocals here. What did you ask?
New podcast. Who this?
References to formerly new memes that are now no longer
Tween
relevant.
jokes with Matt and Ryan.
Okay, wait. What did you ask though? What did you say?
I can't remember at this point.
Dude, good, because I can't hear anything out of these headphones. They are just the worst.
Hey, your headphones broke. Maybe that's what you were trying to think about. Life occurrences. Talk about life occurrence. Your headphones. You're using a new pair of headphones that are old.
They're shattered. They're shattering my brain and my ears right now. I hate it. I don't know.
Apparently, I sound like a stormtrooper, according to sources.
You do. I have confirmed those sources. Yeah.
Independent confirmation.
Yeah, we have. That's
From the original
Zero Hit
source.
Points. We are, if nothing else, have journalistic integrity.
We confirm each other on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's
right?
not a bias when we're right. Yeah, I mean, I guess the bias sucks because we're always correct. That's the bias.
Why are we talking about nothing? Is it because we always do, or because this week's thin?
It's yeah. I did one thing that's exciting, but I haven't gotten to enact the use of the things. We I got a gift card
Mysterious.
for my an early birthday
Starting out
gift
good.
to the game store.
Ooh, that went somewhere. I had Starbucks in my head for a second, but
Yeah, that would have really been not exciting. I don't like coffee.
Okay.
Man.
I used to get Starbucks. This is the source of that. I used to get Starbucks gift cards when I was an employee of somebody that they, for some reason, because I was like 3 removed from anybody last time I worked anywhere, but there was this one vendor we had for voiceovers that I somehow had contact with. So anytime we did a job for them, they would send out the, like, I guess for them, normal thank you gifts. And somehow my email or did it come by email? No, actually I got physical cards. So I don't know. I got into the mix somehow. So they were sending these things to me, which is the dumbest thing anybody could have done. Like peon hourly dude in the corner that not allowed to talk to anybody. But I got free Starbucks.
Nice,
which I
man.
don't drink coffee, so then I just gave them away to somebody else.
Hey, that's because you're a nice fellow. I would have used those to like buy bottled water, and then I would have opened the water in front of somebody who needed it and just poured it onto the ground.
Because you're an adult?
Because I want to live in the Caddyshack 2 universe.
Speaking of Caddyshack 2, what were you saying when I interrupted you?
Oh yeah, I bought some games with my gift card. I bought the Fallout board game. And this is actually kind of there was a toss-up between buying the Fallout board game and the Thing board game. But the Fallout game, I don't know. I really wanted
It sounds like the decision of your life, honestly.
It was a tough one. I admit. I had already chosen the Fallout game when I saw the Thing game. So I kind of went, oh, that came later.
I'd imagine, that's still going to happen at some point.
Yeah, definitely. But I've been reading through the instructions for the Fallout game, and it looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be, I think, rough go, first couple of rounds, but pretty straightforward.
What is it like, would you say? I've heard good things about it, actually, somehow. But
it's kind of an exploration / encounter thing where you have tiles and you lay monsters down on the tiles, and there's like you can choose to explore or fight monsters or try to complete quests. And the idea is that you are trying to complete, you have agendas that you're trying to complete on your own, and they're not necessarily like in competition with anybody else. You can work with other people to like trade things. Like you get to a point where you can actually trade items, and you can trade promises for items. Like, hey, if I give you this, next time I have to fight this guy, will you help me? Yeah, sure. And it explicitly says you do not have to follow through on those promises.
I was going to say, are you then all right? Okay.
But
that's the wasteland.
You have agenda cards, so you're trying to complete like fill out your points, your X amount of points that are completed by the agenda cards, while the game world has a scenario that's kind of running at all times where the Brotherhood or whoever the Citadel, whoever the bad guy is or the game world is, like they also have a track where they're moving as well. So it's a little more than Monopoly, a little less than, I'm guessing, Betrayal at House on the Hill. Maybe. I don't know.
Guess. We talked about that already. You know that game well.
I know. And I'm trying to think.
But you haven't played this game
less
that
than
well,
Galaxy
so it's hard
Trucker.
to say.
Let's go with that.
Okay. Gone.
And I hate Galaxy Trucker. That game can go to hell.
Never heard of it.
But speaking of Galaxy Trucker, the other game I ended up picking up, another Czech game, which I believe Galaxy Trucker is, I picked up Codenames.
Oh, did you get it? Nice. What version? Since there's just 30
just the regular one.
Good. That's smart.
I looked at the Marvel one and then I thought, I don't want this. And then I looked at the Disney one and I said, I kind of want that. And then I just got the
you realize they're not terribly different. I would go, the skinned ones, having played both now, I would say are the later. I think you want to play the original first, definitely. It's still probably my favorite, actually, too.
And I have it. I've got it. It's
there you go.
In my grubby paws. We're gonna try and play it tonight, I think.
Do it.
But we'll see. Depends on if we can get some people to come over.
I was gonna say it's doable with two people. It probably actually isn't.
I think it actually says in there that you can do it with two. I think there is like an instruction.
You have to modify, or something like that. But it's definitely better with more.
That's actually one of the things with the Fallout game. It's a 1 to 4 player game, so you can play it by yourself. Which I love games that do that, where they're like, sometimes you just want to set up a game and play by yourself. Why not?
Yeah, forget other people.
Yeah.
They're the worst, actually. They're like the worst part of this game.
You're going to try and make a deal with them. They're going to say, yeah, I'll do that. And then they're not. Because they're liars. Because you're in a wasteland of hell.
Wasteland. Hey, also during Tabletop Minute here, you ever played Monopoly Deal?
Yeah. Love Monopoly Deal. I haven't played that in a long time.
So, have you played Monopoly Deal Millionaire?
I don't know.
I like it better than Monopoly Deal.
Probably not. I think Monopoly Deal is the only one I've played.
It's exactly the same, except...
But with a million after it?
Yeah. Okay, right. The cards are the same, I should say, but so some of the things you can do are the same, but you're just trying to build up your bank instead. Monopoly Deal, I kept running into, and maybe it's this game also, like Monopoly Deal, is better with more people. Like I think it only maxes out at 5 or something like that.
Right.
But in the original one, I kept running into people winning like immediately and in one turn, like very easily and a little bit more soon in the game than I would have been. This one, having to build up $1 million seems to draw it out a little bit more. I like it better.
Cool.
We'll try it. Yeah.
All
Come on over. Let's do it.
We'll see.
That was the one thing that got you to cancel
my flight
your plane
may have
ticket?
just been canceled. I don't know. We'll see.
Excellent. Well, so did you watch a movie, or we just?
I didn't. I started thinking about it. I legitimately did not watch. I have not actually watched a whole lot of TV or done anything with a television this week. I've been preoccupied with preparations. I've had a lot of work stuff, and we've been finishing up house stuff, and I had to get a lot of that done before I left.
Because you're going on vacation. Are you? How much are you going to work? Look at this. Details of trips. How much are you going to work while you're down here?
I have no intention of working.
Whoa! That makes one of us. I'll have to cancel some things.
You don't have to cancel anything.
No, I'm joking.
I'm just going to sleep all day. I don't care if
I'm not going to work. Well, I mean, we're going to work.
I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. If you work wherever you are, I'm just going to follow you around with I'm going to bring a sucker and not a sucker, but like a binky. I'm going to bring a binky and a pillow. And when you're like, okay, I gotta work, I'm just gonna lay down right behind you with my pillow and binky and take a nap.
Are you trying to say anywhere I go, you'll follow me down?
Any place but those I know by heart.
See, I knew it. I knew I could depend on you.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know who sings that.
It's the Gin Blossoms.
Okay, all right. That's right. I probably knew that, actually.
Here's my fun weird connection to the Gin Blossoms that I don't really have, but tangentially know. My the one family member I have that I actually communicate with, that I've gotten along with forever, that I actually really like, is my cousin, who's a musician. She's now kind of a club owner.
The lead singer to the Gin Blossoms. Wow,
she was the lead singer in a number of bands. One of them was called the Slingbacks, so there are actually videos up if you want to see. They're very 90s pop rock.
Okay.
Good stuff. It's fine. But she lived in Arizona for a long time, and that's where the Gin Blossoms are from. And she was in a band with about 3/4 of the band. I think there's four of them. So I think she was with 3/4 of the band. And it was the band that was the proto Gin Blossoms. And she eventually moved to England. They brought in somebody else, and that band became the Gin Blossoms. And she was really, really good friends with Douglas, who was he wrote almost all their hit songs, all their best songs, and was their bass player, and also had a massive, massive alcohol issue. And he died. And then with the Slingback, she actually wrote a song about him, and she has some of his stuff because they were great friends. And so she's kind of bittersweet about the Gin Blossoms having success. Without, it bums her out that Douglas never got to see it. So not that she wasn't in the band. She was fine with that. She's one of those weird people where she's like, yeah, I'm happy for other people's success.
What?
I don't understand that. And if you're one of those people, you're probably an alien. That's because nobody wants anybody else to succeed. This is we live in a dog eat dog world, and you're all doggos. And I'm a lion.
It's a surprisingly complicated worldview.
I am a peacock. Maybe. You gotta let me fly.
Animalia. My wife was in a ska band in Idaho where she grew up. And they were just local, but she got in the habit of booking the shows herself, which means she got to open for the Aquabats, Blink at one point.
Nice.
This is that time period where, it's ska and punk were very close.
Yeah, when it was skunk.
Kind of. Yes. But a friend ended up asking or inviting her over to her friend's house while the band was practicing or something like that. Hey, they're going to do just some songs or whatever, I guess. It's, a band practice, whatever happens during one of those. And she showed up and they went through a few. She's like, oh, cool. Jimmy Eat World. So.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun. I guess I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's just take a minute and think about it. Knowing what I know.
They were around for apparently ever before they did anything.
What I know now about Jimmy Eat World, I think, man, I wouldn't have wanted to been there, but I'm really glad somebody else was that appreciated and enjoyed it. Because again, never appreciate other people's success. Don't root for other people. Root for yourself. So let's talk about us more.
Again, the worldview comes together. How long has it been since you've seen The Fifth Element, the Luc Besson vehicle?
A fifth of a year.
How much do you wish there was more of it?
I always wish there was more of that. I want to see. Tell me more. Give me the prequel with Beverly Hills 90210. Let's hear about that guy. What's he doing? Where is?
I wish.
Hey,
I could tell you about that guy this week.
I want to know about the light, Aziz. Light, Aziz, light.
Instead, what if I tell you about Valerian?
I also actually very much so wanted to see that movie.
Something of a Million Planets.
Because it looked really novel. It looked like it had a cool world and everything.
It does. You have in fact seen the coolness of it. It actually starts out really cool. The premise, which I don't know any of the source material, I believe it's a comic book.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay. It's actually pretty cool. It's the ISS is out there, and the beginning is kind of this montage of the ISS just keeps getting added onto and added onto and added onto until it becomes this huge thing where eventually first contact is made and this kind of cavalcade of different alien types come through, and the commander there just is shown aging. It's a really well done intro, really cool premise. I was super excited after, I don't know what that is, the first 10-15 minutes, something like that. in fact, that cavalcade is where all that look comes in too, because you're like, you see the Fifth Element like through and through,
right?
With all of that, especially like anytime a new alien comes through, you're like, oh yeah, that guy that could have been in the Fifth Element.
It probably was in the background.
It may
somewhere.
have been just slightly revamped and updated. And
it was just
really cool. That part of it cool. This is, by the way, the reason I'm saying that is because it's still Luc Besson is doing this.
Yeah. I know that. And thank you to the viewer though.
Okay.
For the viewer.
Then
everybody,
the rest of the movie. The main dude is
Are they ever
Chronicle.
So my number one question here is when is anybody going to realize, as much as I like Dane DeHaan, he's never going to be a leading man. That's not a leading man.
No, well, think about how good he was in Chronicle. Like and think about why he was good, because that character.
He's a character actor, man.
You hated that character too. You're like, man, he plays the kid that's going to ruin everything for everybody really well. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the reason you bought into that movie.
No, but he was also excellent in. I like him. He's not that person. He's the exact opposite in Life After Beth, where he's like totally he's the nice normal high schooler, and his girlfriend is a zombie, played by Aubrey Plaza, and it's actually not like it's a horror
comedy.
It's a horror dramedy, because it's not a straight comedy, and it's got dramatic elements to it, like the zombification of
Aubrey
her.
Plaza, yeah, I get the
and the the zombification of her is like it's kind of played for laughs, but it's not. You know, it's a very black comedy. You know, it's like along the lines of like a Heathers type thing. So he was really good in that, where he plays the normal quote unquote high school.
Does he play a jerk? Does he come off as a jerk?
Not at all.
Okay,
No,
I'm gonna have to check that out, because this one he just came off as the guy from Chronicle if he was turned into an intergalactic FBI agent, which again sounds really cool.
Well, I mean,
as a premise.
Yeah. I kind of want the guy from Chronicle to become that, because like that's what
you don't.
You want him to be a no nonsense. I'm gonna take it.
There is plenty of nonsense to this. Is where maybe that's where he went wrong. Too much nonsense.
Okay.
It's not good. Like, there's no chemistry. The girl is Enchantress. We will never learn actors' names.
I know her name. Her name is Cara Delevingne or something.
I know.
But okay. My
I don't have anything. I don't have anything against her. I don't know.
I don't know that I don't have anything against her. She was one of those people that showed up one day in film, and I kept seeing the name thinking, who the hell is this person? Googled her and found out, she's gifted roles. Like she's got like she's related to somebody, and she's like super connected.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's one of those types of people that that doesn't have to work terribly hard to get into the industry. And like everything she's done, like she has never been a standout.
What else has she done? Because I apologize, I'm calling her Enchantress from Suicide Squad. Nobody should be branded by the role in Suicide Squad.
That's where you're at with her, though. Like that's kind of her. That was her quote unquote breakout role.
She's not horrible. It's probably her highest profile thing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. She's not bad in this movie. She's better than the kid that I think doesn't pull it off. But their chemistry is the freaking worst. Like, they're never good together. Like, because the whole thing is he's super cocky. He's cocky, bad cocky. Like, Han Solo's cool cocky. Like,
sure.
You get it. And I mean, impossible standard. Who's going to pull that off of Harrison Ford? But he's just bad. Like, he acts cocky and you're like, oh, this guy's a jerk. Like, you don't like, he's bad. Cocky. Yeah,
so like so Cara Delevingne, she was in Anna Karenina. She was in a DeAntwoord thing. She was in a movie called Nothing Came to Me. She was in a movie called Paper Towns, which I actually did see. She's not. That's it's not a great movie.
She's gonna be in something great. I could see her being in something great.
Again, it's the. It's the you were able to get there pretty easily. Now do something with it. That's all I care about. You know, like if you're gonna be on the screen, have some charisma.
I think she's got it in her, but just this thing, nobody's good together.
In everything I've seen her in, she has no charisma. I think that's what it gets. She's just very flat.
Yep, sure. That fits this one pretty well too. It's not only are they flat, but the movie's kind of like it's again very cool to look at. They still do some really neat stuff that goes back to that premise, and the world they create is still cool.
Sure.
But everything they do in it is just lame. It's just
bring
dumb.
back Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich.
Oh, I wish, man. Like,
and Gary Holt.
It takes some detours where it's supposed to be just a fun little side thing or something, and just none of it lands. It's just lame, flat. Like they're really they murder a lot of people.
Good.
Without any like justification. Okay, you might like this actually. Just alien races, just like things, the stuff they do has an effect on the world around them in a very negative way, and they don't do anything. Maybe it's because they're so flat and there's no chemistry that you don't feel like it's justified. Because when Han Solo does something on accident, I mean, he probably says something like "whoopsie," but you don't hate him for doing that. You're like, oh, he's trying, or he had good intentions. They do all this stuff, and they kill, like she gets kidnapped at one point by an alien race that's probably bad, but they don't do a whole lot to make them seem evil. In fact, they're all really stupid aliens.
Sure. Okay, so it is definitely Fifth Element like then.
Well, I guess, except then to rescue her, he murders like a ton of them and like headshots a bunch of them. Well, I'm like, they probably don't even understand, like they're tribal in nature, and he's just like mowing them down. I'm like,
look, I don't know. Let's be real. If you're going to go after them, you got a headshot. You got to go for it. I mean, he's got to go for the high score.
I guess. And then it ends. I have written down here.
And then it ends.
Stupid ending with 4 U's. And I can't remember how it ends at this point. But I have proof that I thought it was pretty stupid at one point.
It was stupid because, 4 years. Yeah. That's... Bummer. Did you watch anything else?
No, that's cool. As good as you're gonna get this week.
Great. Let's do the. I told you already. I didn't really get a chance to do anything. I did get a few minutes of Super Mario Odyssey in, and I finally got to the part where you're in like the real world.
Oh, New Donk City.
New Donk City, the donkest of all cities. It's Diggity Donk. So weird, man. It's such a weird bit. And so like there's this weird combination of there are the people that you've seen in the trailers, like in the previews, that are kind of like normal people. And then there are some other people like the Mayor Pauline, who is not Mario style, isn't their style, is kind of like an in-between. So she's kind of pseudo-realistic, more so than Mario, but not really.
Are they explaining this at all? Like, are these different races of people, or it's just...
No, they're just there. It's just there. And at some point, so the best part of this was, you go in and I'm just exploring, just bouncing around the place. And the fun thing about New Donk City is that it's very clearly a very small island. Like you can tell, and like they've got great backgrounds where there's all sorts of like mist, and you can see what basically looks like the Brooklyn Bridge and stuff, but it's a small island that you're on. Like the place you're traversing is small. It's tall, lots of room to go up. So the first mission you have there, like the first thing that I ended up finding anyway, was the mayor wants to have a celebration in New Donk City, but she needs musicians. So you have to go find all these musicians that are just playing. It's really super simple. But when you find all of them, you are then put into what is like kind of a ridiculous music video. And this is something that's been talked about by every outlet that's played it. They're like, and then there's a part with the song, and that's just weird. And that's all you can say about it. The song itself, like it's a full band. There's a full orchestra. It's a full-on track. There is lyrics about Mario-related stuffs. It's dumb as hell. You are
gonna take it.
The entire time, I just could not stop laughing. Like it's awesome. So ridiculous. It's dumb, but it's dumb. But it's like, and the whole thing.
It's dumb, but it's dumb.
Yeah, and that whole particular part is one of the 2D parts, which is cool. I still love that aspect of the game. It's one of my favorite things they've done is how you transition from 2D to 3D. because there are a bunch of spots that like you devolve to like an 8-bit quote unquote style and so the game becomes totally flat and you've got everything moving sideways.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So like the transitions between going from that to like the other stuff is really cool. Like when you see him pop out
Don't you look like a painting on the wall kind of?
No, I mean you look like 8-bit Mario.
Gotcha. You're not like, I'm thinking of something else.
No, there are little paintings on the wall and you can hit them with your hat and you get things out of them, but they're not
I'm seeing something in my head where he goes into 8-bit Mario, but he's still kind of in a 3D world, so he just kind of looks like he's moving in 2D space on the wall of that.
No. They become that, like, your screen is forced into a 2-dimensional thing and it's 8-bit style and you are platforming. You're playing like Mario Brothers, basically.
That's cool. It's really, really cool actually to see them leveraging some of that stuff in a really cool way.
And again, the transitions, like, and one of my favorite transitions is there is a part at the early beginning, where you come out of one of the things and then a bullet bill follows you. So you have a 2D bullet bill and then it comes out, and when it comes out, all of the physics on it change because it's now in 3-dimensional space. So instead of it moving like that, it comes out and it immediately goes, and then comes at you, like it skids into, so it doesn't hit the wall and then comes at you. And it's all 3D, and it's just really cool.
That's cool.
And the song is just a very weird thing, a weird concerty thing that, again, I was just laughing my head off the entire time going, what the, who okayed this? Who said, yeah, this is it? Right, whoever wrote this song, get it. Here's all the money you need, because
put out an album.
Yeah, it's weird. It's fun though. That game is really terrific. I mean, there's no two ways about it. It is, the difficulty on it is, I think, right at the perfect level for a Mario, where you're not going to run into too much of a problem. Like, dying means nothing in this game. You lose like 10. Right. Lose 10 coins. Big deal, you know. Right. It's not a huge deal, but it's like, but the difficulty to complete everything is not like uber high. I think you'll be able to get through the game, but if you want to add the challenge a little bit more, finishing stuff out, getting all of the moons, figuring out how they all work, beating all the time trials, like that's where the challenges come in.
Yeah, and that's Mario 101. Like, they haven't been about like difficulty when it comes to lives or score or anything like that for a long time.
And this is,
they're more of a, like, you need a punishment. You can't just run through stuff and be invincible. But, you know, the setbacks are small because the fun comes from elsewhere type thing.
Yeah, and it's great. The entire premise of the game being the possession of the characters is done so well. Like, all of the ones that you get are very different. They very clearly have their own pluses and minuses, and you can find ways to use them that I'm sure are intended, but are not immediately apparent.
Right.
Really great. Some of the things, like new characters, these guys that like they extend out, and they're like the worm guys kind of. They extend out, and if they can touch something that they can land on, then you can let go of the button and their butt will migrate to them. But if it doesn't, their head goes back to their butt, because that's what you want. You want your head and your butt next to each other.
No, that's worse.
Oh, it's fun. I like it. Super Mario Odyssey. Get it.
Game of the year, inching out at whatever else we talked about. Hey, we did a thing. Did we mention the other podcast? 2 podcasts for the price of 1 this week. Go listen to the one where we talk about all the nominees for the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah.
Where you talk about Super Mario Odyssey and games like it.
Yeah, that were nominated for awards that we're going to go to on Thursday.
Also that. This Thursday. Tomorrow. It'll be great.
We're going to be hand in hand. We're going to be arm in arm. There's going to be bells on.
Find us.
Ring a ding ding.
Anything else?
No, that's it, man. That's all I got.
Finally. All right, let's talk about some Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Woo!
I sat down for an hour. Since last time we talked about video games, I played an hour of video game.
Dude.
The past week. It's literally a new low. I can't remember the last time.
Or it's a new high, depending on which direction you go.
It was an Iden Versio chapter, so not very high.
Got it.
Yeah. It was a new, not very high. But we can still use it as an excuse to just go right into things that happened this past week. A little bit colder. Did you get to look up any of these things?
Very little. I know some of it.
Okay. We did yesterday's cast, the one on the Game Awards, completely cold.
Yeah. Which
no idea. Didn't look anything up. This is also going to be another cold one, another cold cut.
Yeah,
the hottest of takes, the coldest of cuts.
Yes, we are what is that, like a number 6 or something at Subway. We are the cold cut combo.
Accurate.
We I'm
baloney.
Yes. Hi, call ham. Yesterday though, the video game awards are going in cold. Not really that big of a deal.
It worked out.
Because
supposedly
we didn't play any games. We don't play games anyways, so.
And I've read up more on this stuff than yesterday, so I'm not as cold as you.
This whole situation has left this reviewer cold.
So Battlefront 2, a couple things happened. There was a leak. I think this was maybe right after we recorded last week even. This has been a bit. But a data miner by the name of Uninspired Zebra.
Not inspired at all.
Did some data mining into the PC version of Battlefront 2 and apparently found some hooks or straight up customizable skins. It says
they found screenshots, I thought.
I guess I didn't watch it. There's a video here if you want to watch it, but again, don't go crazy.
Again, I thought there was video in this screenshots.
The video shows Galactic Republic clone troopers with 8 different skins. This is coming from Polygon. 6 based on Legion numbers and 2 on planetary locations, which already sounds like better customization than the first game had, which, by the way, the first game had customization and this one doesn't.
Yeah.
And then Rebel Alliance assault characters had 7 options, 5 of them human, 1 a Celestian, and another a Nikto. So, and when they've been asked about this, they've, not this particular leak, but when they've been asked about customizable options, they've always said something real coy, like, we're looking at it, or stay tuned, I think was the actual terminology. So it's been going to happen. It's just, I think for me, with everything else that's happened so far, it's kind of been one of those, it colors the whole thing. It turns it into one of those gross, like, let's see what we can get away with first.
No, absolutely. All of this stuff, man. It's like they built these menus and these systems, and then they gated it off, and they undercut it. I mean,
which universally you got to imagine people would have loved better if it was just cosmetic, all they had to do was go, hey, what did Overwatch do? Overwatch is super successful. Who gives a crap if the exact game type is different? They're doing this. Do that. And then the only response we got was apparently from, and I don't know if it was directly to this, but again, it was more of a response to people talking about skins and whatnot. It was Jorgensen, Mr. Jorgensen, as I like to call him.
This guy just...
at the Credit Suisse Annual Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference, which we're skipping this year.
Normally we have quite the presence.
I got that joke in while you were drinking and still didn't get a spit take, but it's okay.
That was close.
He says, quote, the one thing we're very focused on and are extremely focused on is not violating the canon of Star Wars. And then he says other words that I don't care about. Idiot. Who does this guy work for? EA?
Yeah, he's what EA is like CEO, CFO, some
chief financial officer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This guy sucks.
He might be sucking for somebody else. If you got to imagine Disney is stupid about this too.
Look. All of them suck. Everybody who approved that message and said this was the message we should give, you are all idiots.
It's the dumbest part about it, though, is he tries to pass it off as something fans want. Like,
again,
is Vader in white probably doesn't make sense versus in black. Not to mention, you probably don't want Darth Vader in pink. Which Star Wars fans also want to tailor things, but they want like a different color lightsaber. They want realism, is what he says. Star Wars fans are concerned about the canon that a pink Darth Vader would destroy.
Do me a fast favor, real quick. Google Marvel Comics Darth Vader white, And guess what?
It exists.
Yes, he exists in the comics in a white outfit. It happened like 100,000 years ago, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's amazing. It's so good. It's just so amazingly dumb, given what the characters in that game do already anyways. Like the example I hear most often that is most relevant, I think, is how the Emperor behaves. Like doing like his twirly doos in the air and his
here's the easiest way to just blow this whole canon argument out of the water. Darth Maul fights Rey. When? Where did this happen? Oh, did they do it on Tatooine? Oh, they did? What? Did they do it on Hoth? Like, give me this is such
the fact that they can't get behind cosmetics in this way is
this was
stupid.
Such a dumb statement to make. And it does, to me, it illustrates how far EA is willing to go to try and make $1. And this game,
it's gotta be. The more I think about it, though, it's gotta be more Disney than EA.
Maybe, but bottom line, I hope this stuff helps ruin this game. Like, I'm not calling for like the heads of developers here. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I don't even think it's right to want a game to fail.
I want this game financially to tank, man. I do want to see it die.
Oh,
I want to see it.
I guess a little bit.
I want to see it.
If the market needs to speak back, I'm totally fine with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it needs, and the way to do that is to make the game fail. Like, that's how that works. Is you get the game to fail.
Also, I think it already has not failed. So
no, and that's no. And it's a bummer, man. It's a bummer that this is all writing on the wall. And dude, in 4 years we're going to be having the same conversation, except it's going to be
Battlefront 3 instead of 2.
Yeah, exactly. It's the live. Well, it'll just be Battlefront Live because it'll be a live service.
Gee, I'm offended.
Good.
You don't say those words.
You should not have purchased this game.
What?
You are the problem.
So what they have done, though, they did roll out some of their changes. They've increased credit payouts across the board. It looks like end of round payout has been increased 3 times more credits daily in arcade mode, which I haven't had a chance to touch yet. But daily login crates will also now provide more crafting parts. So they fixed it, all right?
It's all fixed. Don't worry about the fact that they're waiting. They're just waiting. There is somebody that they have hired that is sitting there with his finger like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, over the enter key or the return key to turn on microtransactions. Like, he's waiting for the alarm to sound. There's going to be just like a boop, bam, done. Everybody makes $1 billion. Morons.
So Battlefront 2. I'll be playing that this week. Look forward to more on that next week.
Battlefront.
Pretty good. Enjoying the campaign.
Yeah, we're gonna. You know what? You should hold off on finishing the campaign until I'm there. So every moment of that game, I can rag on it behind your back, and we can record
should we
it.
live stream?
Yes, we should.
Live stream.
We should because I haven't watched any of this stuff yet, so I do want to be angry.
I'm getting the last piece of equipment I need to do the whole like green screen camera in my face dilly. So this might be just a. Stay tuned.
Let's do it.
As EA says. Also this week, Mega Man had a 30th anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Mega Man.
But while I was making the agenda, I mistakenly typed it Meg Man at one point.
Meg Man. Shut up, Meg.
But they did a couple things during the stream. They announced that the Mega Man X series games 1 through 8 will be coming in a collection, much like the Legacy collections, to Switch and everybody else, but also to Switch because the Mega Man Legacy collections 1 and 2, so that's original Mega Man 1 through 10, which was 10 the later one? 9 and 10 were both the later ones, right?
Yes.
Whatever. They're coming to Switch. You'll like it. And it'll happen in spring 2018 when Mega Man 11 drops as well.
Yeah, did you watch the trailer?
I did. I was expecting it to be like 9 and 10, where they've just been like faithful 8-bit recreations type thing.
It was a pleasant surprise.
It is not that at all. It is like complete new art, like high def,
cartoony, very
assets,
very bubbly.
Cartoony, yes,
very bubbly.
You know that it's not cell shaded, but it's like that kind of 2.5D maybe.
Yeah, it's really this is one where again I I would like it to be great, but I'm in no way going to pre-order this. I'm not buying it day one. It's definitely one I will. No. But this is one I'll wait on and see the reviews for because I want to play that art style.
It's promising and it looks really good, which is something I couldn't necessarily say about Mighty Number 9.
Right.
Which
yes.
I had a lot of faith in, but when I saw kind of the updated graphics and like the HD and like this is what a normal version of Mega Man or a current version would look like, this looks better than that, I guess. This looks more promising than that. But
I agree.
Last but not least, already this week, a local hero is the only way I can think to describe him.
100%.
Streamed the fight, the UFC pay-per-view fight between the latest half-naked dudes. I don't know any of their names.
Punch Guy and Fisticuff.
Yes. Probably Holloway and Aldo, given the screenshot. Streamed it with himself, green screened in the corner, as you would do while playing a video game with a controller, pretending to play the stream while it was going.
Man, number one, local hero is correct. Number two, was he always the guy that won?
I haven't actually watched it, which you can't do because it got taken down. Lester_gaming though, if you want to.
Lester, you are the bester. Lester, we would love to have you on the show one day to participate in,
dude,
our favorite.
If we had him on the show before, hold it in. We would just be doing a live stream with him down in the corner pretending to play us. That's the only way I want him on the show.
I love it. I love it because an audio podcast with in a visual medium is just the best. And continuing that trend, let's go ahead and slide right into the lightning. This is part of the show where Ryan is now this week gifted 30 beautiful seconds.
I am gifted. Thank
you. To respond to queries and statements, items of the news that we don't want to spend a lot of time on. We don't really have a lot to say about them. We may not even know anything about them, but man, are they fun to talk about. Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock. The delegate from Iceland is ready to buzz you out.
See, me and him don't have the same contentious relationship that you two do.
Yeah.
We're actually friends. Yeah, I actually receive very well.
Here we go. DayZ is definitely, for sure, and completely realsies this time, leaving early access in 2018.
Oh, good. Who said, is this from... Cool. I don't have a thing.
New Super Mario cereal box is also a working amiibo.
Yeah, now finally a reason to buy food.
Super Mario World. Do you remember, actually, do you remember that?
I did.
Yeah, do you also remember that there was
perfect score, by the way.
There was already Super Mario cereal?
Yeah, the one from the 80s, right?
Yeah. Nintendo, it's for breakfast now.
I do and I did.
Nintendo, it's a cereal. Wow! And it had Zelda and Mario. You should, right in that spot where I'm singing, you should replace it with the actual song. Or end the show with that song.
Yeah, no, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it won't.
Nintendo needs to capitalize on this, like the cereal from the 80s needs to be in the next Smash Brothers or something.
The cereal from the 80s should be an amiibo.
I guess that's the thing about, was that part of the news item? That part is kind of strange.
It is.
The show's already over. We can't talk about it anymore.
The cereal boxes
games that are coming up. You'll never believe it. Today, right now, Destiny 2 Curse of Osiris DLC is coming out. Check it out, Matt. Also, a hat in time, which we've talked about on the show before. That is every hat. A hat out of time would be more remarkable. I can do nothing for you're so silent. I feel like
you're on a roll.
Tomorrow, Earth Defense Force 5. I see you're waiting for Friday. Hello Neighbor out on Friday.
I can't wait for that, man. I'm so excited for that to finally be released.
You're in on the beta. Alpha.
Yeah, I've been playing the thing since the alpha.
Omega. Okay, right.
Yeah.
When was the last time you touched it? I feel like you dropped off while it was getting finalized there.
Yeah,
like
2 weeks ago or so, 3 weeks ago,
right.
I played it for about an hour, just to see what happens.
Okay.
It's still.
Do you think this release is going to be a ton different, or are we still?
No, I think it's probably going to be pretty close to what I played last night. It's a great game for what it is. That's going to be a game though that is definitely not going to be a big hit. It's not going to hit for a lot of people.
Really?
It's a hard game that is hard. It's kind of hard to find the game in it a little bit because it is ostensibly you are dropped off at your house. You're given like 3 or 4 controls, and then it's go get into the neighbor's house. And every time you get caught, you're thrown out, basically. So
is there a campaign progression? Is it procedurally generated?
Yes, it is procedurally generated, and his AI is constantly being changed and stuff or something. I don't remember how they figured out the neighbor, but like the house is the house is procedurally generated. So getting into the house in general, I think is kind of always the same. Like I think the main outside is kind of the same, but the insides are always different. Like what he adds to the house as you're playing, because as you continue on and you find things and do things, he responds. So he'll you break into the house through like the back window, right? He leaves the window open. He'll lock the window. You get in again.
Right.
He'll
Okay,
board the window up. And then, and then like as he continues on, like he'll build things up on his house. Like there will be tracks and stuff that'll go around.
Conceptually, that's funny because it just seems like he's trying to. How am I going to build a house that people can't break into?
Pretty much. That's exactly
this monstrosity. Okay,
that's what he's
great.
doing. The whole goal is to get into the basement, but you have to like go up to the top of the house. I think at some point to get to downstairs to get to the basement.
What's in the basement?
Well, that's what you're trying to find out because it sounds like he's
torturing
basement? And murdering people.
What's in the basement?
It's the same thing that's in the box. It's just a bunch of heads.
It's the Burbs.
Yeah, I love that movie. It is my favorite Tom Hanks movie by far.
Saturday is Loco Roco 2 Remastered Monster Hunter World Beta. Also on Saturday, it's going to start at 9 a.m. If you have PS Plus, you can play that, and I do, so I will.
Really?
Actually, I say, yeah, big promise, huh? I'm talking big game over here.
I'm going to be there, so we'll play it together.
I guess that's true. It will be while you're here the entire time, a little bit after you leave. So either play it while you're here or wait till you leave to get things done. Next Tuesday on the 12th, Okami HD is finally coming out. I feel like there was a trailer for that a long time ago. And Pinball FX 3 and Party Planet for the Switch.
Party Planet! Party Planet. Hey, so this is the time of the show where we'd say, hey, what are you going to play this week? I don't really know because I'm going to be in California with you.
You're going to play Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay.
You're going to possibly play a little bit of Monster Hunter World Beta.
We're going to play Rocksmith.
You're right. We're going to play Rocksmith so you can get your song Dingles on.
Dingles.
And speaking of which, don't forget your cable.
Don't forget my Dyna cable.
And I don't know. I guess you're right. We'll probably be playing a lot more. We might even actually stream for real after saying that we are going to.
But we're not going to stream on Thursday because Thursday we will be at the Game Awards.
It's true.
Doing the Game Award thing.
Yeah.
So maybe
I guess I'll find out what that is.
Maybe Friday night we'll stream something.
Okay, sure.
We'll do that.
I'm not doing anything. What are you doing?
Well, probably going to In-N-Out again.
That's true.
That'll probably be like the third time within a 2-day span.
So after In-N-Out, check out 0HITPOINTS.com and or Twitter, Facebooks, etc. We're there and we're square.
Yeah, it's mostly our heads are square. We had issues in the birth canal.
Lack of oxygen.